Welcome back, everyone. Here we are on day 19. I am back in my home zone, and I'm really excited about today's affirmation. It's kind of a tongue twister, so you can make it your own. You can say wonderful instead of wondrous, but I said this yesterday briefly on yesterday's live call. I said I'm creating a wildly wondrous life. And I actually say this a lot to myself. And a couple of people messaged me and were just like, that line really opened up a visual for me. You know, when I thought about my wildly wondrous life, all the fear went away, all of the things I thought I should be doing went away, and I really connected to the truth of who I am and what I'm meant to be doing. So I thought today's affirmation would be awesome to land on, to use, and to expand, because the purpose of this work is to focus on what we want to create, where we're going, clearing out the fear, and really returning to our true self. So welcome everyone who's joining me live. I've been traveling because it's spring break here while this is being recorded live, and there's something about coming back to my home space where I find my groove again. And I don't know if you guys feel this too, but it's like we can feel that finding our flow is it's millimeters away, but sometimes we can't always find it. And that's why I really love using this tapping and affirmations practice, because once we start baby stepping into it, we can really build momentum and find our way back. Hi Ashley, hi Michelle, hi Kelsey, hi Rika and Alika. Thank you guys for joining me live, Debbie, and welcome everyone on the replay. So this is something, before we get tapping this morning, I wanted to share with you. If you are feeling like, I know that I'm not in flow, but I know that flow's not far away. That's how I felt this morning. I was like, I'm not sure what I'm going to share. And I was like, I can feel it, but I'm not too sure. And so what I start by just writing affirmations that are really easy for me. So my life is just beginning. I'm just getting started. I'm moving through limitation and resistance. What's meant for me won't miss me. All these ones that are really simple and easy. I attract amazing people, opportunities, and experiences into my life. These affirmations that I use regularly, that's where I start. That's where I start my flow from, is what is easy for me to believe right now? So that's something I wanted to share with you, because our 21 days is wrapping up, but don't worry, it's not going to be over. There's going to be more really easy, affordable ways to work with me, which I'm excited to share with you about. But this is something I want you to use, is what's an easy, believable belief for me right now that I can start with. So I'm a connector, more opportunities are coming my way. Just simple little baby steps into affirmations is a great way to do it on your own at home. Okay, so this morning I am creating a wildly wondrous life. And I want to know what comes to mind when you think of this, and what do you see? One of the little tweaks I want to share with you, yes, welcome home, thank you, Kale, is I always talk about living big, and living big doesn't need to be flashy or loud. But to me, living big means being really brave and living as our true self. And so maybe that means having nice things, but our true self, when we're fully expressed, how does that feel? And so for me, when I think of my wildly wondrous life, I see, like Danielle, travel, I see experiences, I see people, but most of all, I see myself being really free, really connected and inspired. And so that's what I'm hoping we can tap into this morning, these parts of ourselves that already exist, and to really call them forth. All right, so let's get started with the tapping. Let's take a comfortable breath and just cleanse your space energetically right now, creating a few moments just for yourself to just let go and allow whatever wants to be released and whatever wants to come through today. Setting the intention that you're getting exactly what you need in this moment. And connecting to that future vision of who you are becoming. Good job. All right, so as we open our eyes, I'm just going to read these comments. People say, I see travel. I don't want to stop this wondrous experience. Don't worry, Rika. I have something in store. Focus and inspire. I see. Yes, focusing and inspiring. Okay, so before we start tapping, one thing I want to say is, if you read this statement, I am creating a wildly wondrous life, and want to roll your eyes, some people are like, that's so cheesy. that's fine. Like, I used to be that person too. But I want you right now to give yourself permission to use your imagination. Like, dream right now. Use your imagination. Ask yourself, what does my wildly wondrous life look and, more importantly, feel like? Creative flow, excitement. Yes. Good. Here we go. All right, we got it. So we're going to tap on the side of the hand and say, even though I might not be fully living in the vision that I see for myself yet, I know and trust that I am well on my way. Good job. So even though I might not be living the full vision of what I know is possible yet, I know and trust I am well on my way today. And say, even though there's more growth for me to go through, I trust I am being guided in the right direction. I trust I am surrounded by the support I need to succeed. Oh man, that's a good one. Right on the top of the head. I am surrounded by the support I need to succeed. Eyebrow point. Any people, beliefs, or limitations that are in my way. Side of the eye. I recognize and honor them now. Underneath the eye. I see them as a part of my growth. Underneath the nose. The feeling that it needs to be hard to have what I want. Underneath the mouth is slowly starting to disappear. Collarbone point. Any resistance I have to believing in my wildly wondrous life. Underneath the arms, I give myself permission to move through it today. Underneath the chest, I feel into what my wildly wondrous life looks like. Wrist point. I allow my imagination to guide me to what I want. Top of the head. I have the ability to create the experiences and lifestyle I want. Eyebrow point. Any voices in my head saying I can't do it? Side of the eye. Any fear or self-doubt that is standing in my way. Underneath the eye. I courageously step past it today. Underneath the nose, I acknowledge this fear. Underneath the mouth, and I choose to move past it now. Collarbone point. I am focusing my power and momentum in a positive direction now. Underneath the arms, I am tuning in to the truth of who I really am. Underneath the chest, I am capable and confident. Wrist point. I am wildly wondrous. Top of the head. There is so much of me that is just getting started. Eyebrow point. I can feel the power of my momentum now. Side of the eye. Each and every day, I figure it out a little bit more. Underneath the eye, I acknowledge myself for being proactive in my growth. Underneath the nose, I think about who I was a year ago. Underneath the mouth, to who I am today. Collarbone point. I am so proud of how far I've came. Underneath the arms. And I know I am just getting started. Underneath the chest, tuning in to this wildly wondrous life. Wrist point I am creating for myself now. Take a nice comfortable breath. And I want you to just check in with how you're feeling. There might be some stuff processing, especially if you're in the midst of moving through resistance right now. It might be like, feel a little sluggish, or you might feel like that burst of momentum. So knowing there's no right or wrong feelings, but if you're feeling that resistance, just sit with it a little longer. Lola mentioned, I want partnership that nourishes and supports my dreams in body, mind, and spirit. Beautiful wording and visuals, right? So this is where we're going to start shifting into. In my wildly wondrous life, I feel deeply nourished and connected to my partner. My body, mind, and spirit is soaring. I move through life with ease. Life is easy for me. I feel safe in life. So these are some things that I have created, and it's taken me some time, but I used to think like, is that even possible for me? And now I know it as a truth. So doing this consistently really helps. I'm just getting started, yes, and I'm in my early 60s. The best is still to come. Yes, Rika, you know what was one of my favorite things I always think about is Louise Hay, who most of you here know, is the creator of Hay House Publishing. She didn't start Hay House till she was in her 50s. And so it's like so true, like age, don't put limitations on yourself. These are just stories you tell yourself in your brain. The other thing an exercise I want you guys to notice is judgment and comparison is something I work with a lot with people. And instead of comparing yourself to other people, compare yourself to yourself. Who were you a year ago? Who were you 4 years ago? Maybe you were in a job where you felt drained and you were like, is this really what life has for me? Or maybe you were in an unhealthy relationship. Like, look at how far you've come. And so imagine what else is possible as we grow even further. Morning, Jocelyn. All right, so we are going to do another round, and we're really going to affirm in our wildly wondrous life. Awesome. I'm growing, and I'm so excited to continue this journey. However, I felt nauseous. Oh, okay, let's tap on the side of the hand and say, even though I'm getting excited about my future, I acknowledge the part of me that might be afraid. And I love and accept this part of me now. Even though this vision feels expansive and exciting, there's a part of me that feels a little shaky and unsure. And I love and accept this part of me now. Even though I feel some resistance still, I love and accept myself anyway. And when I'm ready, I will let it go. Top of the head. Any resistance I feel, eyebrow point, around stepping into my wildly wondrous life. Side of the eye. Any fear or insecurity, underneath the eye. Any discomfort in my body, underneath the nose. Any disbelief, underneath the mouth. I trust I will release it when I'm ready. Collarbone point. I might not be ready yet, and that's okay. Underneath the arms. I'm getting where I need to go each and every day. Underneath the chest. More and more is opening up for me. Wrist point. More and more healing is happening now. Top of the head, I am feeling safer and more expansive than I ever have before. Eyebrow point. I'm leaning into love, trust, and abundance. Side of the eye. I'm allowing life to take me where I need to go. underneath the eye. I'm gently dropping any resistance underneath the nose, and when I'm ready, I will soar. Underneath the mouth. In the meantime, I give myself permission, collarbone point, to get excited about who I am and what I'm creating. Underneath the arms, I give myself permission to wonder what gifts the universe has for me next. Underneath the chest, I lean into love today. Wrist point, I connect to my future self and ask her to show me the way. Nice, comfortable breath. This is what I want you guys to do next, is just spend a moment, lean into your future self. I call her my wildly wealthy woman, and I always ask her, what do you want me to know? I'm like, how did you create this? What did you do? And each time she'll give me a little nugget, each and every time. So lean into your future self. She could be a year from now, she could be your inner wise woman, your 80-year-old self. Ask her what you need to know right now. And just receive it. Just notice. Maybe something comes up, maybe it doesn't. But this is an activity that the more we do it, the more we create that wildly wondrous life. Alika says, I realize I feel resistance when I say I receive guidance, maybe. And so I know a lot of you have shared with me that you're learning to trust your intuition. You're learning to take your own best advice, whether your body, with business. And so this exercise of leaning into your future self, asking her for guidance, is going to help strengthen that. All right, everyone, that wraps up day 19. So some of you have heard me mention the Tapping membership. I'm going to be doing this style. So we're going to be doing affirmations 3 times a week in there. We're going to do 2 morning calls and 1 evening call. So it's going to be great because there'll be some to start your day, and there's going to be some to unwind from your day and really integrate what you've learned. We also have live calls with me, coaching calls with me in a group once a month, and a bunch of other really awesome bonuses. There's tapping scripts in there. There's a lot of really great resources when it comes to EFT, and a whole library of videos. The other thing I love about the membership is you can show up when you want to show up. You don't have to show up every day if you don't want to, but it is there so we can create this consistent momentum. I'm going to offer that. I'm going to offer that at a really good deal. It's a monthly membership. And so if you're interested in it, reach out to me, because I want to continue supporting you on this journey, and I want to make it really affordable. So I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow for day 20. Bye-bye.